Hello everyone, this is your lecturer Hajirah Farooq, and today I will be discussing the summaries of the week 3 and week 4 for the module called Academic Skills and Studying with Confidence for cohort 12, semester 2. The module code for this module is BMM 3113, and today we are going to be learning the learning outcome 1 about understanding the basics of academic writing. And then we'll also be doing the Moodle engagement activities in the class. At the end of the session, you will be able to understand academic writing conventions such as structure, tone, referencing. You'll be able to overview the essay and report writing techniques, and also we will be discussing the introduction to academic vocabulary and language. So starting off with the academic writing refers to the style of writing used in academic disciplines characterized by critical, objective, and formal context. The importance of academic writing is to uh, basically communicate your research findings effectively and your ideas and arguments within scholarly communities and for achieving academic success. So the structure of academic writing, the basic structure is very simple. You have an introduction, you have a body, and you have a conclusion. Within the introduction, you identify the topic and the purpose. You orientate the reader, and you have to write your thesis statement, which is your topic statement. Then in the body, you have several paragraphs depending on the length of the assignment. You provide more detailed information about the topic. You include examples, statistics, graphs, tables, charts to support the ideas, and you analyze the evidence that you have researched about a particular topic. In the conclusion, you restate the thesis statement and then you summarize the main points, including the final insights and recommendations. So then we further discuss the purpose of each of these areas of the introduction, body, and conclusion. So for the introduction, the purpose is uh, like it serves as the opening segment of an academic paper, aiming to capture the reader's attention, provide context, and present the thesis statement. Um, then the body paragraph, the purpose for the body paragraph is to form the core of the essay that presents the supporting arguments, evidence, and analysis to substantiate the thesis statement. And then the purpose of the conclusion is that the conclusion provides a closure to the paper by summarizing the key points, restating the thesis or the topic statement, and offering final insights and recommendations. Then we discussed about what is referencing. So to reference is to basically acknowledge a source, which means that we state the person or the place where the information and ideas have come from. It is very important to distinguish your ideas from others' ideas in your assignments and make clear to the reader or the viewer the different sources that you have referred to in your work. So as you can see in the slide below, there are two images that show how in-text citations and references are created. Or how they look like. Then we had a little video that we watched about understanding the academic tone and language while doing academic writing. Um, so yeah, then we moved on to the essay writing technique. Uh, so we have a few steps that we follow to make the essay writing process a little easier. We pick an interesting topic first, then we plan and organize, then we move on to formulate a thesis or a topic statement. Then we conduct a thorough research and get the data. Then we write an introduction. Then we write the paragraphs in the body. Then we craft a persuasive conclusion. Then we double check our work. Then we also get help from others if there's any requirement or if we need somebody else to peer review it or double check it for us. And then we format it properly to make it look nice to the eyes of the reader. So yeah, these were some of the techniques. And then we also had a video that we watched on how to write an essay. Watch this video by going on Moodle and accessing your week 3 slides on Moodle. Then we discussed a little bit about report writing. So report writing involves the structured presentation of information, analysis of findings in a written format. And the reports are typically written documents that convey specific information to a targeted audience for a particular purpose. Then we discussed the difference between reports and essays, the difference between their function and the structure. Then we had a little activity for the class, and that was all about the week 3. And then moving on to the fourth week. There you go. So yeah, moving on to the fourth week, the learning outcome was to interpret and evaluate the relevant information and ideas. And at the end of the session, the students were able to develop arguments, the students were able to develop clarity and coherence in written communication, and to revise and edit their essay for clarity and coherence. So, what is communication? This is what we started off our class with this discussion. So, communication is a process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, feelings, or messages between individuals or groups using verbal, non-verbal, and written means. It involves encoding and decoding messages to convey the meaning effectively. Why is communication very important? In academics, it is very important for the transfer of knowledge and for feedback and evaluation. In personal settings, strong communication skills are vital for leaders and managers to articulate goals, provide direction, motivate teams, and resolve conflicts effectively. And in personal interactions, conflict resolution and self-expression are two of the most important reasons why we really need communication. Um, so there are some characteristics of effective communication. Effective communication should always have clarity and it should be easy to understand, free from any confusion or ambiguity. Then we also need coherence. So the communication should be organized in a logical manner where the ideas are connected, be it written communication or oral communication. And then an effective communication should always provide awareness to the audience, and an effective communicator should always be well aware of the background and the knowledge and the expectations of the audience that they're communicating towards. Then there are different types of academic tasks that we discussed and tried to understand. We discussed about essays and what are essays, what are the different types, like argumentative, expository, and narrative essays, and the characteristics of these kind of essays. Then we also discussed the different types and characteristics of a report, such as research report, business report, scientific report. Then we also discussed the characteristics and the types of research papers, such as scientific research papers and historical research papers. Then we discussed the stages of effective writing. So there's a research phase where we do the research, then we create an outline, then we do the drafting, then we edit and review everything that we have collected and written so far, and then lastly we revise and make the finalizations in our writing. Then we discuss some of the strategies for effective writing. Some of the strategies include organizing the ideas logically, using appropriate academic language and vocabulary, such as formal tone and subject-specific terminologies. Then also providing evidence and example can be one of the strategies, such as citing the sources, citing all the data and statistics, and presenting all the examples and illustrations for better understanding of the reader. Moving forward, we discussed how we evaluate and select the sources of information that we're using. So we have a test or a model called the CRAP model or the CRAP test that we do, that is an acronym for currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. So the information that we have to use, it should always be current, it should be up to date, and the revised information, it should be relevant to the topic, it should be authoritative, that we know the authority and the trustworthiness of the person or the author or the publisher or the sponsor of that particular source. We have to make sure about its accuracy as well, that there is no bias in it and no errors in it. It is accurate information. And lastly, the purpose or the reason of the information. Is it a fact or is it an opinion or is it a propaganda? After confirming all of these five things, is only when we are able to use uh, an information source in our academic writing or in our research papers. Then we also discuss some connecting words that we can use in our academic writing to make it sound more professional and more concise. So some of the examples of the connecting words are mentioned in the slide, such as however, in light of, nonetheless, contrary to, on the other hand, in addition to, or additionally. of equal importance, further or furthermore, moreover, etc. Then we had a little class activity, a group activity about writing, and then another group activity that was a follow-up of that previous activity, writing activity, where we had a peer review session of what the students had written already. Then we also had another group activity, again, the follow-up of the previous one, where we had a feedback session and a reflection and revision session. And then we discussed the evaluation criteria and the rubric of the assignments that the students have to do. So this was all about the week 3 and week 4. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you need any more information, you can log on to Moodle and find all the information about your modules and courses there. Thank you so much for listening.